Hey guys, Andy here again with Jetter Depot. This time we're talking about the Eagle 200. Okay, these Eagle 200 trailers are our mid-size trailer unit. They really come in two pressure and flow setups. This one is a 12 GPM unit at 3,000 PSI, but it also comes in a 9 GPM unit at 4,000 PSI. The 12 GPM unit, like this one here, has the half-inch ID hose and 300 foot of it. The same thing is true for that smaller unit, it's just 3/8 hose. You can add up to another 100 foot on it if you like, but they come standard with 300. When we set these trailers up, we like to have a hose protector, a 10-foot leader hose, safety leader hose, the nozzle kit, of course. Some units, if they are remotes, we're going to have the remote, a pipe extension for larger diameter pipe, as well as this fitting for your compressor hose. This is what we use to take and push the water back out of the system when we're winterizing the unit. Just going over quickly some of the equipment in the back. This is your fill hose. It's 100 foot of 3/4 garden hose that goes to a float valve on the top of the tank. That will shut itself off once you reach a certain height of the tank water. The wireless on and off switch is right here on the control panel. So we'll go more into that in a second. The pulsation jump jet valve is right here. It's a variable speed, either a little or a lot. Pressure gauge right here. This is, of course, going to be your electronic throttle control. Variable speed hose, where you can take and wind or unwind. On this side over here, we've got our water selector, where our water is bypassing back to the tank, or in this position, all the way up, would be jetting. You do have a pressure regulator here. It's also your unloader, so these units do not have any pressure discs or anything to blow like that. Everything's all built into it already. Blinker light here, and a 60-inch toolbox with 2 doors on the back end. One of the features that I really like about this particular unit is how well balanced it is. And even one person can take and pick it up, spin it around if you're in tight quarters. But what this really means and boils down to is that the unit, even with water in it, can be done to, and because of the good balance, it just tracks really well behind a truck or a van. On the front end, there's 2 different options for motors. This is a liquid-cooled Kawasaki, 31 horsepower, with the Udor pump. The other option is a Kohler engine. It is 26.5 horsepower, same pump. Gas tank right on the front, and all of the Eagle 200s take a 2-inch ball on the front end. Lifetime warranty on the frame, and we also have our tank drain on the front. Now, you do have your inline water filter. We recommend doing that between every job, or certainly at the beginning of the day, and your water turn-off valve on the front end as well. These units are very basic, very simple, but at the same time, they get the job done effectively. Okay, so we've moved outside and we're going to go over the basic operation of this 200. You've got 2 ways to fill up this tank. One with that 100 foot of water hose that we were talking about that goes to the float valve at the top of the tank, preventing it from overfilling. Second is just to use a regular hydrant. This is a 2-inch hydrant hookup that's on the passenger side of the tank over here. So beyond just filling up the tank, you've also got 2 ways to operate this machine. So the first way we'll go over is the manual operation. And before I turn it on, I'll just kind of give you the basics, but you just turn the key on, and this little red handle is what's going to turn the water on or off, whether it's going back to the tank or going out to the nozzle. You'll see that in a second. So again, this is the manual operation. And then your throttle is right here. Again, so we just crank it up. And back down. Now we wouldn't ever want to turn this handle on or off when we're at high RPMs. We want to make sure we're at idle when we do that to protect the seals inside of this water selector. Now that's just the basic manual operation. You can take and adjust the pressure here as needed. You also have this pulsation valve that will allow air to get into the pump, causing it a jump jet effect to get around bends, or if you get stuck, that's one of the last ditch efforts that you can use to kind of help get you out of trouble. When we're not using the manual setup, we want to use the remote instead. Really, there's just two steps for that. You turn on your wireless. This is the toggle switch on your control panel, and then you want to go ahead and turn your water on. That way, all of your on-offs are going to be coming off of the remote itself. If this is in the run position, like on manual, this unit will not turn off. This will override your remote. So the best thing to do is just to keep this off, or what I like to do is just to keep the key out of it when you're using the remote. All right, so first thing you want to do is just turn on this on button here. You'll see this light turn on. That's going to activate the fuel pump as well as get it ready to start. Then you have an engine start button here. Everything else is the same. You still got to turn on your pressure at idle, so we'll do that first. So we've got water over there, and then we throttle it up. We generally have a slight delay when we push these buttons down, so we want to press them and hold them. That's fairly important. We can turn it off by using that same on-off button that we first started with. The only other thing to keep in mind is this hose reel. Whether you're in the wind or the unwind position, you preset it along with the speed here on the variable speed dial, and then once you push this button here, it'll go ahead and activate the reel just like you were doing it right here, all from your remote. Okay guys, that's it for today with the Eagle 200. As far as operation goes, the Eagle 300, the Eagle 600, all of that operation is the same. The only difference really is instead of having just the one engine with one pump and one key, you'll actually have two for the 300 and 600 models. Thanks for tuning in with us guys, and we'll see you next time.